back to the Footy Fetish Show.
That was a fucking great tribute.
Shout out to DMX.
Oh, man.
Before we even get started.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
The man. He's been featured on our show, once
Quite
before.
a few, yeah.
I think we had Fetish gonna give it to you.
Yeah, Fetish gonna give it to you.
Oh man, that really actually hurts. It seriously does. Everybody says like, "Oh my god, I'm not gonna go like home and cry," but that dude had a lot of our childhood
Icon.
on him.
There's a lot of inspiration. Not inspiration. There's a lot of him in our generation.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's
Like
so
it-
sad. It's so sad.
Like everyday like lingo.
Mm-hmm.
With you know what I mean? It sucks.
One
Sucks.
thing that I don't want to say I like people passing away, but when people pass away, I like how all of their art
Yeah, it comes together.
comes to the surface,
Certainly.
and you're like, wow, I forgot he sang that song, or I forgot he was in that song, or
Yes.
and I love to kind of like just see his whole life kind of like come to the surface.
Which one of those songs before
Yeah.
this episode, folks?
Mhm.
We were talking about this actual situation we literally just did.
Yeah.
And Hugh's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "I forgot we did this song," and I was like, "That was my intro today."
Yeah.
It's like yes. So love it, man.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to DMX, R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Welcome back to the Footy Fetish Show. We gotta get more. We're gonna take it. We gotta go low, and then we gotta go high.
Yeah.
Let's go high. Let's talk about some soccer. Let's talk about some footy. We have a ton of Champions League to talk about. Before that,
Can't wait.
do you have anything to add before we jump into it? What do you have?
One thing, we have a guest in the studio. He's sitting by in the wings, waiting for
To whack someone?
He's waiting to whack. I was hoping you'd pick up on that.
Here he is. Oh God, I didn't mean to grab you like that, Tony.
Yeah, he flinched. He's not. He went for his hip right there. He was looking to pull something out. Hey Tony, this is a gun-free zone.
Yeah, jeez, put the shit away, dude. Put the shit away. I got this ready right now. I take your fucking face off.
Okay, Tony.
Whoa. Dude.
All right. He's obvious. Tony, obviously you're excited about next weekend. We will need you to whack some teams.
Did you get a scar? Where'd you get that scar, Tony? Man, what you think I get a scar like this playing footy? All right,
Tony.
fine. I didn't say I was playing footy. Whatever.
Tony, we'll get your thoughts on the predictions later at
Yeesh.
the end of the episode.
He's so angry.
Hey, that's the kind of hitman you need these days, you know?
Yeah, stop
Can't have
doing the yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, whoa, zing zang.
Oh, yeah.
Zing zang.
But here's the thing. Why do we need Tony here? What are we talking about?
I think we're talking about Champions League.
Cue the music.
Get the violins out.
Oh, man.
We're gonna have violins next year. Do we know anybody that plays violin?
We could find someone.
Probably. Yeah.
You know, it'd be fun if we did a live event at a bar and we hired like an orchestra to maybe just play Champions League, like a 2 or 3 piece orchestra.
I know a girl who can play instruments. She I know it sounded like, right. It sounded like so far out of the back
She
alley.
can play
I know
instruments.
a girl. She's great. She's a musician. She was actually a former music teacher, so maybe she can play some violin. I'll talk to her.
Hey.
We'll get her on. We'll get her on. Oh man, I know a lady. Excuse me, she's a lady. She's older. She's a senora.
Okay.
You know, she's not a senorita
I dig it.
anymore. So
We'll hook it up. But
see.
meantime, let's dive in. Unfortunately, we don't have a guest today. We were going to have a guest from Scotland. Hybe, we apologize. We were a little late to the studio, but we will get you on the next episode. Promise. I just want you to meet Booty, Hybe.
I want to meet him too.
I want you two to
This is now a thing.
interact here.
It's now a thing.
It's now become this thing. So we're going to make that happen. But you want to just dive in?
Let's do it.
Diving
Let's do
in,
it.
feet
Let's do it.
first, balls first. First game on Tuesday, April 26th. We've
The
got
water's so cold.
Oh, it's shivering. I don't know where we're going. First game we've got is Tuesday, April 6th. We've got Manchester City versus Borussia Dortmund.
BVB.
This was a 2-1 win. Very controversial final score. Goals by Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden for Man City, and one for Dortmund by Royce. Erling Haaland being the assist. Dortmund came out with a 4-3-3 with Emre Trash Trashcan.
Trashcan.
The Trashcan right in the middle. And Man City came out with a 4-2-3-1. Love to see Pep with this German-style formation. Looking at possession, typical Pep wanting to dominate the ball. 61% possession to 39 with 11 shots to Dortmund's 7. Immediate thoughts. Do you want to go right into that goal controversy, or you want to kind of break down this game?
Let me throw this out there first
ahead.
before we dive into that because
good.
it needs to be mentioned.
Yeah.
But I don't want that to take away from the game.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like this should be a 2-2. We'll go back to that in a second again. But Marco Royce, this goal that he scores, 84th minute, it's one zip. It's one zip Man City the entire time.
Yeah.
Until he puts this home in the 84th minute, and unfortunately, as we've mentioned a couple times before, the Dortmund back line, the Dortmund defense is always suspect. They kind of are throwing guys in there left and right, and hey, props to the guys that they're throwing in left and right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them have gotten this done.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Emre Can, again, trash. And he led to the first goal with a mistake. He gave up a PK. The PK was a little questionable. I'll give him that.
Right.
But man, it's got to hurt for Dortmund because it seems like Man City's got that EPL privilege. You know.
Yep.
They're on that EPL privilege train. They just, I don't understand why. This was first half. We'll get into it now, I guess. First half. Our boy, Bellingham, youngster. He gets a 1-on-1 with the keeper with Ederson. He's driving down. It's 1-on-1.
Ederson's forced to leave the box.
Ederson's forced to leave the box. What I was about to say, that is the main ingredient in this little pot that we're stirring right now. This little dinner that we're cooking. Leaves the box, so you become a field player at that point. So that's the first thing I want to point out. When you become a field player, all bets are off. But for some reason, Bellingham gets to the ball before Ederson, and they do make contact. And Bellingham, he puts it away, but it's called back because of a foul on Bellingham. I don't get that one. It's one of the worst calls I've seen all year. I'll throw it in the 2020 realm as well. It's a bad one. It's a bad one,
especially the stage.
Yeah, this is serious. The ref already has to know, right? You're playing against Man City. That should already be in your head. I know. Well, maybe it shouldn't because you're trying to be neutral. But at the same time, that should be in your head. It's Man City. There's not a lot of teams that can even bolster up to them. Every chance that Dortmund gets should be put on a pedestal.
Right.
That should be a goal. It should be a 2-2 right now. This also in Dortmund's favor. Hey, they got one. It's an away goal. They got the away goal.
Yeah, that's huge.
And we got to give a shout-out to Haaland again because, hey, he didn't score. He did get shut out, so we got to give Man City a little credit here on shutting him out with Stones and Diaz in the back that we talked about the episode before. But, hey, Royce comes through, and that's the man that kind of gets forgotten about a lot of times with this team.
Yeah, definitely, especially with Haaland.
Exactly. And on the other foot, hey, Man City, Foden, hey, again,
it's the man. It's the fucking man.
He's showing up and he's scoring. And by the way, if you didn't catch it, folks, that was late in the 90th, I believe, that he scores this one.
That's
so it's the man. He comes out. He shows up for big games. We talked about him. Who else was we were talking? I think we were talking about somebody on Liverpool. Shows up for big games.
Gundogan. Having big games. He's been on fire this whole season.
Yep.
And he got the assist to Phil Foden at the end of the game.
Yep.
So.
And De Bruyne with a goal as well. That's not shocking either.
No.
What's shocking to me is I maybe thought this would be a little more high scoring.
Really?
But on both sides.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
On both sides.
Yeah.
I was already thinking this would be like a 4-3.
Damn.
Maybe a 3-2.
Oh, because of Haaland.
Because of Haaland.
And you know Man City are just going to have to keep up.
They're going to score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I tell you what, Rodrigo and Diaz and Stones did a great job against Haaland.
Yeah.
I think if we look at shots here, Haaland only had one shot all game long. Royce had 3. So you can imagine Haaland is drawing the attention, and Royce is a little bit more open to have some shots.
Yep.
But Phil Foden with 5 shots. That kid is special. I'm going to say it again and again. Fantasy, sign him.
How about Kyle Walker too?
Kyle Walker.
'Cause
Yeah.
now he's okay, center back at one point, right?
Yeah.
And now he's a right back.
Well, he was always a right back, but
He's always a right back.
But he was
But he's
asked to
moving
play
around.
center back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for the English national team when they do a 3-man back line,
Yes.
they ask him to go in that 3-man back line.
Yep.
And he actually credits Pep Guardiola for his ability to be able to go from a right wing back to a right center back in 3-man midfield. Pep is doing exactly what we've always thought he should do, which is just win games. He's not overthinking this one. 4-2-3-1. Really love what he's doing with Cancelo. Cancelo's that left wing back, but kind of cheats in as that CDM. Love seeing that. That's very exciting. And then if we're really diving in here, Bernardo Silva is the striker. He didn't even go. We had suggested this might be the lineup here, but he didn't even go with an out-and-out striker.
So here's a question.
It's all skill players.
I was gonna say, here's a question on why he's striking, right?
Yeah.
So is Aguero just like he's like the
Out the
redheaded
door.
stepchild now?
He's out the door.
He's under the he's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like he's like under the stairs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, yeah, get the fuck.
Analogy.
Like, get the fuck. Like
We're going to acknowledge you. We're going to.
I forgot everything that you ever did. If you need dinner, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll throw you like the scraps. Like that's kind of weird because I'd try to use them for everything that we have left of 'em.
Everything you can.
Because if you haven't heard out there, folks, he's definitely leaving.
Yeah, he's
The
going.
contract's up, right?
That's right.
So
Not re-signing.
So that's a weird one for me. I'm gonna go ahead and like use the shit out of you.
I'm gonna go out on a high note,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna help him win. If I'm Aguero, I want to help Man City win a Champions League, and then if I'm Pep, I want Aguero to help me win a Champions League.
'Cause he's the guy that's always been there when it's
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
When you've gotten close, when you won EPL.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Maybe he's saving him.
Oh, good point.
I mean, he's definitely
He likes to overthink things.
like Sterling didn't even see the field here. I have a feeling Sterling's injured.
See, we didn't overthink it like that.
No.
Like Pep.
Pep, yeah. So, Gabriel Jesus did sub in at the 60th minute, but for Bernardo Silva, the striker. But still,
Yeah. That's so weird.
this is so weird. This is so weird. I'm excited. I'm gonna actually try and tune more into this game because this next game that we're gonna talk about. Are you ready to move on,
Look
sir?
at you. Yeah. Can you cook something up for me? I'm hungry.
We're gonna cook it up. Let's get some salt and pepper, cayenne, and some onions. Maybe a little bell pepper, some garlic. Ooh. There it is.
There it is.
That's when
Let's
you know
do
it tastes good.
It tastes great.
Burp. We're talking about Real Madrid, Liverpool. We're cooking it up.
Ho ho ho.
Real Madrid winning 3-1 at home. Liverpool getting a key away goal. Zidane coming out with a 4-3-3. Liverpool, Klopp coming out with a 4-3-3. We knew that was going to happen. Love seeing this battle here.
Little chess match.
Possession.
Tit for tat.
That's right. Tit for tat. Possession 54-46. Liverpool in favor. Really not much of a difference. Real Madrid, however, 16 shots to Liverpool's 7.
Yikes.
With 4 coming from Vinicius, 4 coming from Benzema, and 6 coming from Asensio. So clearly, Zidane knew exactly what he was going to do. He had a great game plan. I'm going to go first and just quickly point out this midfield for Real Madrid. As long as they are healthy, as long as there are no yellow card accumulations, this team is incredibly difficult to beat. Because anytime they get that ball back, they're extremely patient and are extremely dangerous, like we saw Cruz.
Yeah.
The announcer said Cruz is basically playing quarterback.
He literally, I
just-
heard him say that. I
Just
liked it.
dropping dimes in for Vinicius. And I'm going to steal what you said before the pod. Trent Alexander-Arnold here. Really slipping down the pecking order as far as outside right backs in the world. Had a horrible game. Had an error that led to a Vinicius, actually led to an Asensio goal.
Yes.
And then he got burned by Vinicius
got burned.
quite a few times.
Yep.
This is definitely going to be something that Klopp looks to fix this next game here. It does not look good for Liverpool here. It does not look good for Liverpool. 3-1. You are going back home, But Real Madrid just played El Clasico over the weekend. Looked great.
Look great, yeah.
Won that game.
And then Trent looked great today.
Yeah, he did. Oh, maybe Saturday, I think. He had a beautiful goal on Saturday.
Yeah.
So maybe he shook off those that rust, those cobwebs, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
He's got the sauce back.
Sauce.
This is going to be very exciting. Coming off the bench, Valverde and Rodrigo. Valverde was a key piece in the El Clasico win. He was important for Benzema's flick. I don't know if you saw that backheel flick.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Valverde was the one that was very responsible for that play developing. And then later in the match, he helped pull runs away that created more goals. He was on the bench for this Liverpool game until the 70th minute. At that point, the game was over. I'm going to pat myself on the back here. We said if Benzema doesn't score,
who's going to score?
Who's going to be? Well, my prediction was Vinicius Jr., and look at him. 2 goals.
Got it.
Very, very glad I made that call. I was kind of shitting on Vinicius, saying that he was inconsistent and sketchy.
Well, he has been.
But he has been, yeah.
Yeah, that's something. You're not wrong.
I'm not. I just hate shitting on players that aggressively, and I'm
He's
glad
a fun player too.
He is. He's so much
to
fun.
follow. Yeah, he really is.
Glad to see him prove the doubters wrong. I'm glad that he was able to actually finish, because that's his common.
That's been
criticism.
the problem for him.
Common criticism. Again, got to give credit to that back line. I've been talking about Nacho. I've been talking about Vasquez. We had a late report that Varane had COVID and was also missing from that back line. So you had Sergio Ramos and Varane, and we were all sitting there going, okay, this is a totally different game now.
Definitely.
I was almost to the point where I was going to switch my pick from Real Madrid to Liverpool, and I said, you know what? I'll stick with it. Let's see what the Brazilian got. Militao stepped in, did a great job. Nacho also did a great job. And then, yeah, Courtois. Can't forget about him. He did well as well.
That explains why you felt so good about this game too. I mean, hey,
I was not confident, but once I heard about Varane, I was like, yikes, this is. But that midfield, man, they dominated.
They stepped up again.
They stepped up
again. They stepped up again. And hey, piggybacking off of what you said, we need to piggyback. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
it's piggyback time.
Thank you.
Piggyback, dude. Trent. Dude, that was the worst game I've ever seen him play as far as a defender, as far as a midfielder, and I'm starting to feel like I had this discussion with Pun Daddy maybe like a couple days ago.
Who was also a Liverpool fan.
He was also a Liverpool fan. Yeah. But dude, it's starting to get to the point, I believe one of the announcers said this too, and I started to see it, where he's starting to get too caught up in the midfield game, where his transition game really sucks. Like he's not getting back now, and a lot of times if you look at this, it's a perfect example of it. This game where Vinicius was catching him just out of position,
yeah, very much.
A lot of times, and then Trent, even the times that he had the ball at his feet, he was giving it up. He was giving it up. One of which I believe led into a great transition that either scored or was very close to a score.
It was Cruz put a ball over the top and he tried to head it.
Yep.
Somewhere and headed it right in the path of Asensio.
Yep. So it's one of those things like
careless, very careless.
Yeah, very careless play. So it's one of those things. Maybe
before you move on, I want to bring up a point that you had said before the podcast.
What's that?
This could be like withdrawals from Virgil van Dijk. He is having to do so much on his own all season long.
He's missing the help in the back.
I think he's really missing the help. He's having to do a lot more. With Virgil van Dijk, he had the freedom to go high like we are seeing him. And like the quote, he's out of position.
Yep.
Now we're saying he's out of position.
Yep.
Well, it's only because he's getting burned. If you have Virgil van Dijk back there,
you're not getting burned.
I don't think right. Vinicius gets in behind you like that. And
right.
we aren't saying, oh, he's out of position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I just wanted to bring that point up you had made because I think there is some. I think there's some truth, there's some validity to that point here.
It's one of those things too. I was breaking that down with Punday too. I was just like, oh, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have any help.
No.
These guys back here are fill-ins.
Right.
So I feel like he's trying to do too much. Also, you got to take into account they haven't been scoring like we're used to. So when that slows down, your brain all of a sudden just ding, clicks on. Ding. I got to help.
Right.
Like, as that player, like, that is kind of a midfielder, but you're kind of not, you know?
Yep.
Your brain clicks on, like, I got to help this team. I got to do what I can. And at that point, you're trying to do a little too much. Let them do what they need to do, and they'll figure it out. Let the midfield and the forwards figure it out. They will. They will. But at the same time, I feel like maybe next match, you want to get weird?
Yeah.
Get Fabinho back on that right side.
Right center back?
And get Trent in the midfield some kind of way.
Whoa, you want to put Fabinho at right back.
Yeah.
And you want to put Trent in the midfield.
Or maybe even get Phillips out there, keep Trent where he's at, and get Fabinho in the back.
Back line.
Yeah.
I do remember when he played there.
He played well.
He did well.
Yeah. And this is not a time to be...
You've got a point.
Not a time to be fucking up goals or fucking up things. So, you know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. This could be... It makes you wonder, is Klopp going to do something different here?
Gonna have to.
I'm not sure.
We'll see. They're heading towards to the fortress out in Anfield.
That's right, man.
And they've come back from 3 goals another time. Do you remember that one?
I do.
Oh,
I do indeed.
It's pretty recent.
That was against I think a Barcelona team.
Barcelona. What are they doing? Losing to Real Madrid.
Losing to Real. Losing Messi. Losing their president. Doing a lot of
everything.
Losing the first place to Real Madrid. Sorry, I just kind of went off on a tangent there. All the losses and losing.
All the losses and the losing and things. Anyway, let's move on.
That caps it out for
3-1.
Tuesday.
Liverpool's got some work to do.
April 6th. We're moving on.
That's it.
Moving on.
April 7th.
We're going on to a Wednesday, April 7th. Let's go with this little week matchup here. We got FC Porto against Chelsea. Chelsea won this game 2-0. Goals by Mason Mount and Chilwell. Chelsea had 60% possession to Porto's 40% possession. 12 shots from Porto versus 6 for Chelsea. Efficiency. You can take all the shots you want, but if you don't put one in, it don't mean nothing. We'll find that out in the next game as well. Looking at this Chelsea back line, we've got a 3-4-2-1, and Porto coming out with a 4-5-1. Porto had a whole bunch of injuries, but from what I remember watching of this game, Porto actually came out pretty strong, and I was really impressed with what I saw. They had opportunities to score goals, and this is where I'm going to switch over and go Mendy, player of the match for me.
For sure.
Made some incredible saves, kept Chelsea in the game, and continues to keep Chelsea in these games. I don't think he gets enough credit. This front three for Chelsea for me is just not, it's not scary enough. Werner does not threaten me. Havertz, I saw him whiff a shot. Mount is really just inconsistent. Like I said this before this game, he's still just inconsistent. He scored a goal, so prove me wrong here. But the next game, we have to see. Jorginho and Kovacic in the midfield, fantastic. Love those two. You've still got so much depth there that they could do well. And then again with the clean sheet for Chelsea, Tuchel doing a great job.
Like you said, it's not a scary little triangle up top.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's
be
there, and it can be. One thing I want to point out, of course, Jorginho, love him. Ben Chilwell.
Yeah.
Ben Chilwell's a back that they have now converted. Well, he was a left back with Leicester, but he's been converted more for me into an attacking player. Which is sexy. It's sexy. He's almost he's really filling that left back vibe for me. As far as you want to talk about what a left back means to me, and that's what it does. And of course he pulls out one of these goals. Both goals I can say they put the work in to get them.
Yeah.
The second one, I would say Chilwell kind of happened to be 1-on-1, but also the ball was basically put into a spot to get him on that 1-on-1 with the keeper. So that was very sexy. But same time, on the other side, it's no offense to Porto, but it's Porto. And I really feel like, and I've seen, like Hugh said, they came out firing at some points, but there's a lot of times I've seen this team, and going back, me being a Juventus fan, I saw them last round as well. I just don't feel like they are there quite where these other teams are at. And I feel like the only way they're going to be successful is set pieces. And the set pieces, I feel like they're super aggressive on those. And Pepe, of course. Hey, Pepe is the man that's making this all happen for them. I really feel like the team's on his back right now. Because there's a couple guys right now, I'd say Marega, pretty impressive as far as, being aggressive and trying to score. This formation doesn't look aggressive to me. The players they have don't look aggressive to me. And unfortunately, unless they're getting set pieces, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there, and y'all can come find me wherever I'm at. Unless Pepe is going to score for you on a set piece, I don't see you guys moving on. So I'm going to take Chelsea all day as well.
Not to mention, this is Chelsea 2 away goals.
Correct. So they're already up. They can just sit back and just...
Not only are they up 2-0 in aggregate, but they're up 2-0 with 2 away goals.
Let's put our play clothes on and play time.
Seriously,
It's play time.
We're going to probably see Pulisic start.
Oh, God. Look out, world.
And then I'll care about this game.
I'm in.
Yeah, then I'm locked in. Like,
he's going to last 5 minutes.
Maybe not, because this next game.
Yeah.
You ready to move on?
Let's do it.
Ooh.
Let's do it. Hats off to Chelsea.
Hats off to Chelsea.
Shout out Chelsea.
Pulisic getting in there late of the game.
Let's
see. He got in 65th minute and scored a goal today.
Yeah.
Props to Pulisic. Love seeing you get on the score sheet for Chelsea.
Chelsea's going to whoop this team's ass.
I saw a stat recently that showed the greatest American player in Europe. And this is a stat as far as goals per minute played. It was Dempsey, and it was like...
Oh, Clint.
Yeah, it was Clint Dempsey. It was like Clint scored 1 goal every, I want to say 400, 500 minutes. I'm making this up. And Pulisic has scored a goal every 120 minutes.
You ever seen Clint's greatest game?
For Fulham?
It was against Juventus.
Really?
Because Juventus was in Europa.
Oh, wow.
And it was at Fulham.
Wow.
And he subbed on.
Wow.
And scored 2 to beat him.
Damn.
In 10 minutes.
Damn. That's sick.
I was even like, yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, I was like, yes.
Yeah, because that puts him on the map.
Nuts.
Yeah, Europe.
In Fulham's little area too. Like if you look at their actual field
where they are,
dude, it's impressive. It's only it only holds it holds a very, very, very I would say 20,000 maybe. It looks like a little school. So of course, to have Juventus come play there.
Oh man.
And then they whoop their ass.
Craven Cottage.
Yeah, it is a cottage.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, you got 30,000 people, maybe 20.
Oh, dude,
20 to 30.
We'll look at it after this.
Yeah, we'll definitely look into
it. It was fantastic. It was nuts. It was one of the times I was okay with Juventus getting their ass whooped. Cannavaro got a red card within 10 minutes, so Juve was already down a guy.
Oh, here you go. 19,000.
20. Yeah, see. Yeah.
Barely 20.
Barely 20.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Fun stuff.
Well, Chelsea.
You got a Fulham lesson.
Good work. Would love to see Pulisic. I mean, what's the farthest an American has gone in Champions League? Right?
Yeah, I don't think any Americans ever won it.
No. I mean, he's about to go to the semis. Could you imagine?
McKinney scored today, by the way.
He did. That was a great goal, too.
But yeah, still. That's
no one.
Yeah, nobody.
No one I can think of right off the top.
Alexi wasn't on a team that was in Champions League, even though he was in Serie A.
You know what? Tim Howard, when he was at Man U. It's like a
then.
Backup, but I'm talking on the field.
Might have won.
He might have won one.
That's right.
We'll look into that for y'all, folks. Let's move on. This is probably the most exciting game of round 1.
Oh, my.
Leg 1 of round of 18.
Oh, give me balls.
We are talking Bayern Munich versus PSG here. PSG won this game 3-2 with a brace from Mbappe and 1 goal from Marquinhos. 2 goals for Bayern by Choupo-Moting and Thomas Müller, the Space Invader. PSG came out with a go figure 4-2-3-1, and so did Bayern 4-2-3-1. Possession was, lopsided. I did not think it was like this when I watched it. 64 to Bayern, 36 to PSG. This is where the stat that Booty and I
happened so fast.
Yes.
Everything was so fast this game.
Yes.
It
This
didn't
stat,
seem that way to you.
Right.
Right.
This stat here is what Booty and I are going to be talking about quite a bit. Bayern, 31 shots to PSG's 6.
So who's
Keylor
the player of the
Navas.
match? Navas?
Keylor Navas had 10 saves.
Whew. Man.
What a game. Neymar with 2 assists. I like what he did here. Pochettino put Neymar behind Mbappe and had Di Maria and Draxler
It's kind of hot.
as like kind of support players on the width. One player that I was really enjoyed watching was Diallo and Gay. Both of them were just bosses in the midfield. Anytime I saw them on the ball or going after the ball, it was just putting not only a pressure but like a fear almost. Like I could, and this was a miserable game because I believe it was snowing and the field was wet.
Yep.
This looked like an awful game. I was expecting Neymar to shut down. He showed up. You can tell he's gotten used to playing in the cold here. Bayern, unfortunately, were missing their best player, in my opinion, Lewandowski. The backup just got news that he had COVID, Gnabry, so they're now down to their third-string striker, Choupo-Moting, who actually got a goal. And
yes.
it was a really good goal.
Yep.
And then also shortly into this game, Goretzka subbed off, which really made things interesting. It was right after PSG had scored 2 goals that all of these changes started to happen. Marquinhos went off for PSG. That was a big change in the midfield. And Goretzka went off. Very strange movement of players. As when Goretzka went off, they subbed in Davies. They put Alaba up as a CDM. They put Hernandez back as a center back, and they had Davies over at left back. This goes into what we were talking about last year, where they had a lack of depth on the back line.
Yeah.
This is nothing new for them.
No.
They've been moving players like this around constantly. And I got to give credit to Alba because after he subbed in, they were able to get 2 goals.
Yeah.
So very good game. This is the final I wanted to see between these two. I wanted to see a 3-2 game here. And I got to bring up a point. I think you're probably going to say this, but Mbappe got a little lucky on that first goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Neuer got a hand on it. It's unlike him to get a hand on a ball and it not be blocked.
Yeah. And then it would be a 2-2 right now.
Yeah.
But you got to give PSG credit because
For sure.
they now have 3 away goals.
For sure.
Yes. So that's sexy.
Super sexy.
But, and going back to what you were just saying, with Neuer, he did the keeper thing. He did the keeper thing of where is he going to shoot this on this angle? Probably far post. I'd go far post if I was shooting it. But he went near post.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at the replay, Neuer also, the minute the ball hits him, he's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I should have went near.
Well, I think he anticipated and dove before the shot.
Right.
And as soon as he dove, Mbappe shot,
And it's too
and like
late.
you said, he was like, fuck, I shouldn't have dove. I should have held my ground.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Excited. Everything gets crazy. Champions League, all the nerves.
Yeah.
But hey, you got to go ahead and give both these teams credit because, like you said, this is the final that we wanted to see.
Yep.
Last year, we didn't see it. Bayern Munich always just plugging players in. They figure it out. I really think if it comes down to it, our boy Flick, I think he knows. I mean, at this point, he has to know that he doesn't have much behind anybody if an injury occurs. So I really think, hey, they're on the training ground. Hey, can you play this position? Hey, can you play this position? Hey, can you play this position? And I think that really happens. I think he's one of those guys. He jumps in and he says, hey, can you play CDM? Can you play attacking mid? Can you play or wing, right, left? Does it matter? Oh, cool, I have Alphonso Davies on my bench. Cool. All right, cool. I got to give PSG credit because they showed up and they put this team to sleep, and it's the first team that I've seen finally put Bayern Munich on their heels.
Do we focus on the players missing here?
I think we have to because, number one, you're missing one of the top goal scorers not only in German leagues but in Europe, right? And possibly Ballon d'Or.
We're going to give it to him.
I think he should.
D'Or winner.
I think he should. I think he should. Even though he's hurt right now, he's going to be out a month.
Yeah.
Secondly, I mean, I guess you would say Mbappe would be the next, right? And it's a French award, so geez, look how that worked out, right?
Well, I think it's voted on by the players.
Oh, okay.
It's just a French organization.
The French organization,
Yeah.
though. Okay. Well, that being said, though, Choupo-Moting, we got to give him credit.
Man, unbelievable.
I want this man's life.
Yeah.
Right now because he was just on PSG last Champions League.
Yep.
He plays against Bayern. Now he's with Bayern.
Scores a goal.
Is he on loan?
No, they bought him.
They bought him.
Well,
So he's stripped.
This is the not they didn't buy him. This is the interesting thing about Choupo-Moting is that he has managed to make it his entire career without having a transfer fee.
Yes.
And as Matt Stat likes to say, he continues to fall forward.
Yeah.
Right when you think your contract is up with a club and no one's going to buy you, someone swoops in and signs you to a contract.
Bayern likes you a little bit.
I'd say so.
Right?
Something that I have to point out here is that of all the people that did well in this match, Kimmich.
Joshua.
He got the man of the match.
Kimmich.
And all he had was one assist. I was looking through his stats a second ago. He had 10 key passes. He was responsible for 11% of the 64%.
And he had a goal, right?
He did not have a goal.
Okay.
He had a great assist. He had 22 crosses.
So he assisted to Muller on that second one then.
Yes, you're right.
Yep.
It's just odd. Maybe I wasn't focusing on Bayern that much. I was focusing more on Neymar and Mbappe. I would have thought one of those would have gotten man of the match. Neymar had one of his best games I'd ever seen.
It's been a minute since I've seen Neymar play like that.
Yeah. So very interesting. Something to keep an eye on. If Kimmich has a game like this and has a better striker, not to say that Choupo-Moting is not a good striker, but if he had Lewandowski, it's not Lewandowski. I mean, we can all agree there. Also, let's not forget, Sané was kind of quiet. He had a good game, but he didn't really do much for me.
Yeah.
And maybe that was Diallo.
I was going to say they probably thought they had the space, but Diallo ended up having a better game and filling that left side.
What a player.
You know?
Yeah, I'm super high on this guy now. Diallo, the left back. This was such a great game.
It really was. And to go back, we didn't even finish what we were saying earlier.
Right.
The reason Choupo-Moting is even in, missing Lewandowski. So you're missing one of the best goal scorers in the continent.
Right.
Okay. And you're also missing Gnabry due to COVID.
Right.
Because Gnabry is going to take over.
Right.
I think if Gnabry's in this game as well, maybe they have that extra goal. Maybe it's a 3-3, and we go back home, and we go back home to PSG. You know, this is going to be a dangerous one because of how many goals are scored, and because of the away goal.
Right.
But I will say this: I'm going to leave it at that. I took Bayern. I took them to win everything again. Of course, I've mentioned it many times. If PSG gives up 31 shots again to Bayern, they will not win that game.
Agreed.
But if they folk around and they just kind of hang with them and they go tit for tat with them, kind of like this game was, PSG they might go through. This is a different PSG team.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Than what we've seen.
Absolutely.
I know it's kind of like obvious when I say that, but what I mean is, but the true footy fetish soldiers out there know what I'm talking about. This is a different PSG team for sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is a PSG team I actually look at and I'm like, oh, you might actually do something.
Yeah.
You know, before it's like, well, yeah, you're down. You know, you're up 6-1 on Barca. Okay. Or hey, you know, you might make it to like semis. You know, this is a team that you can look at
all the way
on paper anyway.
Yeah.
'Cause we're always on paper until we see it.
Right.
But if we see it on paper, this is a team that really looks like it. I would line them up in my final. I put them in my final.
Whoever wins this game, I think we can both agree here, will be in the final.
Yeah, and I hate that these two are playing now. I wish I would have seen it maybe next round.
We talked about this. No, we
talked again.
No, we had talked about this. I remember you saying you liked that we won't see a Bayern PSG final again.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you. I like seeing that this. I mean, we get to have a final in the round of 18. This is a final. This is basically a final.
Yep.
And the way these two went at each other, it was almost as if it was a final. They went back and forth, back and forth.
Come at me, bitch.
I can't wait for the next round. All I hope is that Chelsea go through, because I just want to see Chelsea and any of the other 6 teams go through.
And then we see how
I just
we do.
don't want to see a Porto in there, because Porto are going to just sit back.
Yeah.
They're not going to play.
Team.
Both of these teams went at each other.
Yep.
It was so exciting. Granted, the possession was extremely lopsided, but whenever PSG got that ball, they were going guns blazing, looking for Mbappe, looking for Neymar. Very, very exciting football.
Also, Neymar has been out of the equation for so long too, so that's like it's
amazing.
It's another weapon that they're opening up.
Amazing.
So it's crazy. I would like to see Gnabry back, but I don't think we're gonna get him back COVID wise.
Full squad. I would love to see Verratti back.
Right. Yeah.
For PSG, and then I would also like to see Marquinhos picked up a knock, so hopefully he'll be back because he was a key piece. He scored that second goal.
Yep.
Beautiful ball by Neymar. This round specifically, there was a lot of really great balls played in on goal.
Yep.
That was Neymar's left foot. Marquinhos somehow knew what was going to happen. It's like they did this at practice or something. Very, very incredible play.
He's turned into a little Sergio Ramos in Paris.
There you go.
Because he really is. If you think about it, last year he was what? They put him at mid.
He was all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all over.
Yeah.
I was just talking to a Brazilian, talking about, Olympic squads and all that stuff. We both agreed Marquinhos should be the captain.
I agree with that.
For Brazil this next World Cup.
For sure.
Can't be Neymar.
He's still young?
No. He's like
he's one of the call-ups they're going to have?
27 or 28, 26.
So he's one of the over 20.
Oh no, I'm talking about World Cup. Like we're talking
World Cup.
way in the future.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
No, and I think a lot of teams have actually given up on the whole over 23 players.
Yeah, they should.
I think it's strictly U23, and I think all the other teams are like, all right, cool, we'll go by that.
It's some garbage ass shit. Like let these teams fucking go at it. Fuck it.
Well, yeah, no, you're right.
Fuck it. We'll see who's better.
Wow, oddly enough, they gave Neuer an error for that goal.
The first one.
Yeah.
Wow. It should be.
Really?
He erred.
I guess.
He picked the wrong way, and then he didn't.
But, I mean...
4-8 is harsh, though.
That is harsh.
Yeah.
Damn, they went fucking...
I'll give him that.
I guess he led in 3 goals.
Yeah, it wasn't...
He only had 1 save also, so...
It's not Buffon-like, sorry. Buffon would have picked the wrong way and still saved it.
Hey.
Buddy, just saying. Anyway...
Let's, before we move on, I think we have to make predictions here.
I think we do.
So, we're going back. We've got leg 2 next week, April 13th and April 14th. We're going to flip the schedules here. So, on Tuesday, Chelsea will be playing Porto, PSG will be playing Bayern.
I like how they do that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Gives them just one more day.
Yep.
Who do you got, Sir Booty Mike?
Chelsea, Porto, it's way past your bedtime. Go to sleep. I'm sticking with Bayern. I think it's dangerous. Don't give that team 31 shots on goal, because I guarantee you 30 of them will go in this time.
Right.
Flick is not going to have this shit. PSG, though, I'm really loving to see the lineups that they're coming out with, too.
Yeah.
Pochettino. It's fantastic to see, like you said, Neymar playing right, like that little. That's a perfect, for me, that's always the perfect spot for Neymar. I know we like to see him on the wing, we like to see him flying, but I really like to see him with everybody in front of him.
Yeah.
Where he's got everything, where he can see everything and the visual. I think that's where he plays better.
He's just got more of an impact.
Right.
Yeah.
I really think so. I think that's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
What you got?
Give me Chelsea, Porto. Tony Montana will be seeing you in the parking lot.
Yes.
After the game is over. And I got to go with the PSG boys.
You on PSG?
Neymar. I think Neymar is hungrier than ever before.
He's got to show something now.
If he can get a Champions League, I think you put him in contention for Ballon d'Or with Mbappe.
Yeah.
Especially if he makes a really big impact on a game. Right now, it's obviously Mbappe. He's been the man for PSG. Look for him to continue to be the man and continue to score. Neymar it seems like Neymar understands his role, and that is find Mbappe, win the game.
And if you can,
2 assists, 2 goals. And
as everyone knows, he hasn't been as featured this year, obviously,
Right.
Injuries or whatever. But also, I mean, pretty much everybody. The ball on the order race right now is
It's
pretty
two
much up in the
players.
air.
It's two
It's up in the
players.
air. Yeah,
It's two players for me.
yeah,
Haaland, Mbappe.
yeah.
I don't know.
I think Holland's got. I think Holland's the one to win it right now.
Really?
I think so.
I would disagree.
Because, well, the only thing is, because, then we'll get into the discussion of the leagues they play in. And for me, with France, I'm sorry, I don't, it is what it is.
But wouldn't you defer to Champions League and how he's doing there?
Yeah, and Holland has how many goals in all the group stages?
I'm not sure. But
Going
he was
back
in a
to-
weak group. So I'm not giving a ton of strength to his group stage goals. I
Uh,
want to see him in the knockout rounds.
And Mbappe's in a weak league. So,
Yeah, but that's different. Like, he's dominating in a weak league. He's dominating in a weak group. Now we're seeing Mbappe dominate on the knockout rounds where Haaland is where? Right? If we're going to compare apples to apples there,
yeah, an assist.
Haaland has, sure, but you're not an assist maker, Haaland.
Yeah, you need to score more goals.
You need to put the team on your back.
But team won't back.
I will say over the weekend he had a great dummy assist to Royce, so
Saw
it
that?
seems to be it was great dummy. I just taught the boys how to do a dummy and they loved it.
When you pull it off at the right time.
Yeah.
That's what makes a dummy a dummy.
Yeah. Oh, I've been dummied many times. It is extremely embarrassing. You think you're gonna make this great tackle on the center forward who's got his back to you, and he like turns this way, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, I know what he's doing." Whoop, and you're like, "Oh god." And
See,
the
that's the thing that was missing from Holland's game
Fuck.
last year that we talked about.
Creativity or
Yeah.
what?
Oh, the assist part of his game.
Yeah.
The helping teammates and making teammates better.
I still think
That was definitely missing.
one of his biggest weaknesses is his back to goal
Back to
game.
goal. I agree.
And I think Man City know that. They're going to continue to put him back to goal.
Yep.
They're not going to let him get out into the counterattack
To the
space.
great wide open.
They're not going to let him get out to the open because they know. And actually, he did get on a breakaway, and I think it was Diaz or Rodrigo kept up with him and just pushed him enough to give Ederson the ability to make a save.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like by the skin of their teeth they had saved that goal. But that's what you're trying to prevent because those are the goals that he will bury.
Yep.
Speaking of which, let's get into that one. We're going Wednesday, April 14th. We've got Liverpool, Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, Man City. Let's go Borussia Dortmund, Man City. Who you got?
I'm going Man City. No. Fuck Man City. And we're going BVB only because I think it should be 2-2 right now.
Yeah.
I'm going with it.
Is the universe going to correct this?
I think they should. And it should. And fuck Man City. Fuck Man City.
I want to see Pep win a Champions League with another team.
I would like to see that too. Just not Man City.
Here's the thing. If Pep wins this game by 2 goals, like,
Yeah, then
bravo.
Then you found it.
If you only win it by 1, that's where I'm going to go, especially if
You're
it's a 2-2. If it's a 2-1,
You're questionable.
right?
Yeah.
If Pep wins this 2-1, I'm going to go, or if it's like a 1-1, right? And
it's like, you don't like that dominant as people think. Exactly.
Actually, if Pep ties this game, he goes forward. So if Pep ties this game 1-1, I'm going to go, ooh.
That was weak. It was a weak sauce.
I don't know if you deserve. Yeah, I don't know if you deserve this one.
It could have been better.
I'm gonna take Man City in this one.
Wouldn't you like to see Man City against his old team, like Bayern? That'd be pretty
I just
sweet,
want a
wouldn't
really good. I don't want to see two teams from
I
the
know.
same league. I don't want to see a Chelsea Liverpool.
it? And we've had that throughout the past couple of years.
Yep.
Just like teams that are too evenly matched, or we had Tottenham and Liverpool.
Horrible final. I loved Liverpool Real Madrid.
I was literally
That was
falling
awesome.
asleep on the Tottenham one.
Yeah, me too.
It was like
I had a conversation about real estate and didn't miss a thing.
you're like, oh yeah,
Talking about financing houses, it was awful. I can't believe I was more entertained by that than the actual Champions League game.
if the penalty didn't happen immediately, I think it would have been a different game.
Yeah, true. And that was a really
And it was-
cheeky penalty.
It was a handball though. You got to call it.
Yeah,
You know,
you do. I agree.
gotta call it.
Yeah, so right there. Don't want to see 2 English teams. Don't want to see 2 German teams. Porto's out, so it'll be France, Spain, England. I think of the
Yeah.
let's anyway, the last game here we've got Liverpool, Real Madrid. This is a 3-1 aggregate.
Yes.
Real Madrid.
I'm thinking about switching my choice because Liverpool is looking a little suspect for me. I think I got to go to Real Madrid because they're also looking great domestically too, so they're riding the high.
Yep.
And Liverpool they don't have none of that right now. I mean, sure, they beat Aston Villa. Cool.
Who?
The same Aston Villa exactly. The same Aston Villa beat you 7-2 earlier this year.
Damn.
So I mean,
He said that.
That's not anything to be like excited about. Like that should be a team that you should be whooping their ass.
Hey,
and
Liverpool, what place are you in the league?
6th.
Oh.
Yikes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But also, that could be the reason that they could go crazy. Because there's no way they're fucking, there's no way they're fucking with EPL. I gotta go Real Madrid though. I think Real Madrid's advancing.
Let's go.
I know it's Anfield. I know it's 3-goal, whatever. But this is not the same Liverpool team. It's not. And eventually, even if Liverpool does do something crazy, there's no way they're beating Bayern. There's no way they're beating City. I'm sorry.
What about Chelsea?
They might beat Chelsea.
I think they could beat Chelsea.
They could beat Chelsea.
I would actually like to see that. If Liverpool win, you know what? I'd want to see Real Madrid Chelsea or Liverpool Chelsea.
Liverpool Chelsea would be fun.
I think Real Madrid Chelsea, Liverpool Chelsea would be fun, and then you get PSG Bayern versus Borussia Dortmund or Man City.
Yep.
Though that matchup right there is ideal for me. You don't get a repeat. You don't get that same league bullshit.
Yep.
Well, you potentially do, but I don't think that'll happen.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm about that.
Okay,
Put that
so
on FIFA.
Chelsea, me and you split on PSG Bayern.
Got it.
You and I are both Real, and we split on Dortmund and City. This is exciting. I cannot wait.
Come on, Holland. 4 goals.
Tony, do you want to chime in and give us your predictions?
Fuck you, man.
Okay.
All right,
Well, we'll see you next weekend.
Guess we get none.
Thank you.
I'm glad we had an open mic for Tony.
Yeah, thanks for those 4 words. Fuck you, man. Sorry, 3
Fuck
words.
you, man. All right.
Dude, calm down.
Get out of here.
God.
Jeez, we're just trying to talk soccer. Keeping the peace.
Oh, God.
Keeping the peace.
Keeping the peace.
What are we doing now? We're peacing out?
Yeah, we peacing out.
Oh, God. Let's open up prayer books. Where's the prayer book? Can we give some people a good prayer? We now have a prayer book, ladies and gentlemen. Ocho's getting it out. We have a World Cup encyclopedia that we're about to hit you with some shit. We're about to hit you with some knowledge. You ready?
The red top is English.
All right, let's do
This
it.
is an encyclopedia that's in like 7 different languages.
We're going to give you a fact. All right, first page I opened.
First page. You see a red tab? Is it in English?
Holy cow.
Is there anything in English on that page?
Yes.
Okay.
This is great. I am looking at the 4th consecutive victory for Italy, and once again, the old magician, Vicini.
I think it's Vicini.
Vicini. Oh, yeah, because
I'm
it's
guessing.
only, it's V-I-C-I. So, yeah, it's Vicini. G has a hat trick, or has a trick in store as he sends Serena when no one is expecting it, and thus turns the game against Uruguay to his advantage. After a frustrating hour's play against a very concentrated and robust South Americans, Uruguay, the turning point came. Serena sets up Chilachi.
I was like, why are you struggling? The name. Got it.
It's SCHILLACI.
Shilatsky.
With a low dream pass, and the latter's incentive shot from outside the penalty box goes into the net to secure his 3rd goal at this World Championship.
Damn.
Hello.
Great goals.
Let me tell you what we're even talking about.
That sounds like the Uruguay-Italy game.
2-0 Italia.
There's
73,000 in attendance.
Wow.
And this looks like this is World Cup 1990.
Dang.
When Italy wins the whole thing.
What? Dang. What a page open.
Boom.
Foreshadowing for the summer?
It'll
Huh?
happen. They're winning the
Foreshadowing?
Euros for sure. For sure. I think we need to get our other prayer book out and pray to the gods of the foot.
Mm.
Who's your shout out today?
I had a good. My shout out is going to be to not a person, but a thing. BNB. 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 I got to give a shout out to the crypto coin called BNB, aka Binance. I bought some way back in 2018, and it is now at $500. I'm not going to really go into the details of what the growth was, but shout out to my boy Ryan. He and I are both invested into BVB and
Ronaldinho. He's been on the show.
Ronaldinho. That's right. And we're sitting there with big old smiles on our face. Shout out to BNB, making dreams a reality. Who's your shout out?
My shout out's to DMX today.
Good.
I
was hoping you'd do that.
Needs to be there.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Man, he's touched a lot. Like we said in the beginning of the show, just there's too many of us same age, that whole age realm, that whole generation. He's been there. He's been our guy. You know. Shit, I remember like being like a little kid, just like, cool. It's like walking around, thinking I'm badass, you know. So shout out to DMX. Gonna miss you. Definitely, you know, and we all see him as like the gangster, the rapper, the crazy motherfucker. But you know, he had kids, he had a life, he had wives. You know, he had wives. He had things, you know, he's a normal person at the end of the day. So it's one of those things like, you know, he's a good dude. It's good to see him do some things. And come up from nothing too. I always like that story.
While he rapped about a lot of aggressive stuff and used aggressive language, he had some really good messages in his music.
He did.
One of his songs called Slippin' and Fallin'.
Oh, I've heard that one.
Basically talks about, you know, like, you're going to slip, you're going to fall, just get back up.
Yep.
And like I was reading his lyrics. He did a live show for this, and he basically it was a very encouraging pre-song speech. And then he goes into the song, crowd goes crazy, and I was reading the lyrics, and I mean, you could tell he wrote this with, you know, from his heart. There's a lot of passion in this song, and today's artists don't write like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, especially in the rap community, it is very difficult to find a rap artist who sits down and takes his time and kind of writes through it and condenses his thoughts and makes a song out of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just him making goofy metaphors and just
fucking bitches and smoking weed.
The traditional women, drugs, weed, money, sex.
Right.
You know, that's like the go-to. Whenever an artist or rapper especially can take a message and then turn it into a song, and it's not only like a good message, but it's a catchy song, you're like, dang, this is a premier artist right here.
This is real shit.
And
real shit.
he did that. He did that time and time. He used to have club bangers, but then he would also have a song like this called Slippin'. Rest in peace. That was a great shout-out, man.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Great shout-out.
Definitely miss him. We'll bring him back on the show. We have to.
Yeah, we have to.
We'll bring him back for a couple intros. Do you think he would eat acai if he was still alive? Because I would.
Yeah, I would.
Nova acai, you should eat it. You should order it. If you have it, do both. You should order it before you eat it. But sometimes I eat it before I order it, and it's so great. And if you're not following us, you're a loser. You're not a soldier. Until you get your soldiership when you follow us on Insta, Twitter for the twatters, Facebook, all those beautiful things that we're on. We're at Footy Fetish Show. Patreon. You want to give us some money? We're cool. You should give us money. I give cool people money all the time.
Be on the lookout for our Euro data sheets.
Yep.
I'm very excited to put those together and start to offer those to the public.
We also have a great announcement coming. Somebody that we partnered with. We'll get to that soon.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. If you like fantasy, come get at us.
Mm-hmm.
We love you. You're our fantasy.
Mm.
Do you have anything else for the crowd? the crowd.
Champs League's back again next week. So soon.
Champs League's back again. See you on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
That is the 13th.
Today's the 11th, 12th, 13th. Yeah.
13th and 14th. Come see us. We'll be at Champions League. So we'll be there. In the meantime, it's been the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer. Peace out, Boy Scouts. X gonna give it to you.
Gonna give it to you.
Gonna give it.
Whoa, welcome, ladies and gentlemen,
to the greatest show on a table. Check 1, check 2.
Check it.
DMX coming for you. I got my DMX voice on. I should have smoked a cigar before.
All right, let's whenever you're ready. Yeah, we're not. This is just us fucking around.
All right. Okay.
Ooh, if I can do it.
Ooh.
No.
Bottom of the swimming pool.
No.
Just looks stupid.
No. This is the couch cushion.
Yeah.
Bottom
Couch cushion,
of the
bottom of the swimming pool. It's a
and,
whole
like,
hotel.
The drapes.
Yeah, it's a whole hotel.
It's a hotel
It's a
kit.
fucking whole hotel kit.
Oh shit.